everyone, welcome back. So I'm here with Pi again this time. Maverick decided to sit this one out. So it's just me and her. So you are missing his insightful commentary, meaning you are stuck with two people who don't know what in the world they're doing or where anything is in this region. So Anubis here seems to have a pretty good moveset: Dig, Crunch, Ancient Power, and Sacred Fire. So like, okay, I was thinking at least Sacred Fire matches his typing. That's pretty good, right? I was also thinking, like, he got the 3 other moves I haven't seen. Those definitely need to be good. But there's a slight problem with Anubis. You remember last video when I said that because I had it set to where Pokemon would at least get a couple of stab moves, they might end up with only stab moves?
Oh boy.
Yeah, Dig, Crunch, and Ancient Power are all also normal type moves. And that's just kind of a thing of me going, oh lord. So you can see all of them are normal type, and I was just like, oh god, why? I did grind the entire party up a bit. Like I said, I was going to do all the grinding off screen now. Because it does take a little bit sometimes. So that made me wince just a tiny bit, but at the very least, didn't do too much even with a critical hit. Thankfully, you don't have to worry about Slugma's problem in this generation.
What's the problem with Slugma?
Slugma has, I forget what it's called, but its ability, one of its abilities has the chance to burn you if you make contact.
Right.
But abilities were not introduced until Ruby and Sapphire. So no Pokemon have abilities in this generation, which means it's perfectly safe to hit Pokemon like Slugma or Nidorino or Pikachu with physical attacks because they can't retaliate like that. Also, Lily's dig animation in this generation is kind of cute for some reason. I don't really know why. Maybe just the little piles of sand they kick up. The good news is, since even if he's normal type and all the moves are normal type, since they're all stab, Anubis is wrecking faces.
Yay!
Also, you can't actually rearrange your moves in this generation either, so you might see me get a little confused with the move layout here and there, especially because it doesn't save your cursor position either. Because, I mean, it's an old game, what do you want from it? But it doesn't mean I do get unsure about what happens where. So I decided to go and beat Faulkner with Vanya because I'm actually a little concerned about what Faulkner has. He is a gym leader, so I thought, okay, they definitely have to weigh the gym leader's randomization, right? I really didn't need to be worried.
Honest Kim, huh?
He has Hoppips. He has 2 Hoppips, and that is all that he has.
Poor thing.
I just sit here going, wow, this randomizer was not kind to Faulkner.
No kidding.
Which is kind of sad, because Faulkner is, I think, my favorite gym leader in Johto. I'm not really, like, super affectionate on the flying type. It's fine, it's just not one of my favorites. But I always really like Faulkner, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because he kind of looks like he's a bird ninja. And I got the Zephyr badge! Huzzah! I'm more interested in getting the attack power of the Pokemon than the obeying. Also, one thing in this generation that's actually different is they will tell you what TM they actually give you.
Definitely great.
Yep. Unlike in the others where the gym leaders specifically talked about the TM and thus they would tell you they gave you something they didn't, the gym leaders in this randomizer will actually flat out say what they give you. So he gave me Rock Slide, which is kind of hilarious. Considering normally he's a flying type gym leader and Rock Slide is something flying type Pokemon are weak to. I decided just to hold on to it for the moment because I don't really have anything I want to teach it yet. Since TMs are single-use moves and crystals, single-use items and crystal as well, I don't really want to teach anybody any of the TMs unless they really need the coverage. Because I could very, very easily end up in trouble and someone else needing the TM and it's on a dead Pokemon and there's not really much I can do.
Yeah.
So with Faulkner Beat, I can go to the Sprout Tower. And the Sprout Tower is where my soul died a little more.
Oh no.
You will see why. I mean, partly my soul dies because it's so long and boring, but, there was another reason. I was like, are any of you guys trainers, or are you just weird old men hanging around? So up we go! And I find the first old man trainer.
Yay! I think.
It's money. And I'm going to need money. I'm going to need all the monies in the world for this, so I will gladly take any money I can get. And that kind of worried me. The Mach Punch didn't do a whole lot, but it was super effective and it has priority. That could very easily be a nasty, nasty move. That said, the fact that Thunderbolt did super effective damage and Mach Punch did super effective damage makes me think that both Jolteon and Jigglypuff are Ghost-type moves, or Ghost-type Pokemon, and Mach Punch is also a Ghost-type move. It's really impossible to say. It's possible Jigglypuff was Psychic because they fixed the Psychic bug in Johto, but I don't really know for sure. It's a little fat Pikachu. Also, I just vaguely amused at Boss Annie. It's like, oh hey, item, what is this? Okay. I got another one of those? Sure, why not? Oh. Man, you got sharp eyes for an old man. Seeing me all the way down the corridor like that. So I find it kind of interesting these guys are like legitimately monks, it looks like. They got the prayer beads and everything. I don't really know why that always was curious to me, but it just kind of was. I was thinking, why are monks in a tower?
That's a very good question, actually.
Is there something about Sprout Tower that I'm missing? Is there something important that I don't understand? Because apparently Sprout Tower is important to the people who live in this city, but I'm just like, I don't get it. It's a tower that constantly sways. Why would you ever want to be on here?
I sure wouldn't.
Nor would I. I feel like anytime I go through this in any game I play, I'm just clinging to the rail. Sort of shouting orders at my Pokemon from just trying desperately to hold tight to the tower while it moves. Upstairs we go. I was like, okay, let's check down here. Oh, that's a trainer. I do find it kind of funny, if a little mean, that they hide the trainers behind the screen.
Yeah.
And give them enough range to see you when you come on screen.
Now, this entire series is kind of nasty about that.
Yeah, it is. Thankfully, most of the time trainers are not really much of a problem as long as you keep your Pokemon healed up. But it could very easily spring out of nowhere and surprise you if you're having troubles. Yeah, another little from Anya. Learns Outrage! Great!
Yay.
Thanks.
I think.
That's the move where you do a lot of damage for, I think, 2 to 3 turns and then you confuse yourself.
I like that one, actually.
It's okay if you can, like, set up and prepare for it, but I certainly cannot, so I just never use it.
I just like using it early on, when it can kill the enemies before they actually get to the confusion stage.
When there's few enough enemies and weak enough enemies that they can just completely wipe everyone out. I should have probably
Precisely.
tried that, because that probably wouldn't have been too bad of an idea. But I just didn't bother. I never used it. I didn't used to have a setup in my competitive team where I had an Arcanine that had Outrage. I just gave it a Confusion Cure Fairy, whatever it was called. So I'm like, okay, is this... Oh! Finally, a wild Pokemon in the Sprout Tower! What is it? What is it? Oh my gosh.
Hi, cutie.
It's like an Eevee. I want it! I could evolve it into an Umbreon if I could get an Eevee! I just think it's like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't want to fade it. What do I do? Let's try the old tried and true method. Eevee has a low catch rate, but maybe I'll get lucky and maybe it'll work. No, that didn't work. I was like, okay, Clamp is really weak. Clearly I should weaken it because I don't want another Vaporeon. And then it died.
No.
And my soul broke a little bit. No Umbreon for me. So, there are two ways to go here. And, like, there's gotta be items somewhere. You again! You taunting me! So rude!
Now I see why your soul died.
I'm glad I came this way because I got a King's Rock. It's gonna be another cell bait. I don't think it has its second, ability here in Crystal, though I could be wrong.
What does it normally do?
Its main use is it involves Slowbro into Slowking if Slowbro, or not Slowbro, I think Slowpoke into Slowking if it's traded. That I was happy to get.
Yay!
Amulet coin means I'm gonna be rolling in money as long as I keep it on.
You're gonna need it with all the potions you need to buy.
Yeah! I'm definitely gonna need it. But, King's Rock evolves Slowpoke into Slowking if it's held when Slowpoke is traded. In the later generations, a King's Rock would also have the chance to make an attacker flinch if they made contact. So, like, if they made a contact move and, their next turn came out, they would flinch. Or something like that, I'm pretty sure it was. I didn't remember if King's Rock had it or not, so I was like, eh, whatever, I'm just gonna sell it. So this is just your usual gauntlet at the end of the tower. I'm deciding to be somewhat, contrary and refusing to go down the middle. The bosses are not really that much trouble. Though seeing monks with tiny pug dogs is kind of funny, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Snubble goes down. I don't understand why they made Snubble and Granbull fairy types in the later generations. It just seems so strange of a choice to me.
They're not very fairy-like at all.
No, they aren't. It's just like, why are they fairy type? I'm confused. So Tristan, what you got for us, Tristan? Another dog, alright. Not gonna lie, I would have laughed my head off if he had like a Mankey.
Yeah.
Got 2 misses in a row. That time Dunny hit though. Master should send out Pidgey. At least it's not a dog. I don't think a pigeon is much better, dude.
Especially the one that goes down so fast. What do you think?
Like, Pidgey doesn't look like a pigeon. It looks kind of like a sparrow. I wonder why they called it Pidgey. Whoa! Tower shaking! Hello! Oh, it's just, Dumbbutt over here making everything vibrate intensely. Yeah. You're a misanthrope, we get it. Just get out, please. So we gotta fight him for the most useless move in the entire game.
According to this, Pidgey's design is actually more like a cedar waxwing or a house sparrow.
Yeah, so why do they call it why is it Pidgey? Why is it a pigeon? It's
Like on top of that, it's also got traits more related to ospreys.
Yeah, it's so confusing, especially because we have an actual pigeon Pokemon. And admittedly, the pigeon Pokemon came way later, but it's still so strange.
The only idea we have on Bulbapedia is just that it's because it's a reference to homing pigeons since it carries mail.
Huh,
But that's kind of random, but...
it is a little bit random, but it does actually fit with how they usually make Pokemon. That does make sense.
God, Jigglypuff looks adorable in this version.
So I confirmed it is Ghost type.
Yay!
That means that Anubis can't do crap to it. Because Anubis is all completely normal type. So I'm just trying to think, like, who should I send out for this? I just said it. I was like, alright, Vanya.
A little bit variety, Anubis.
Yeah,
Man up and learn some better skills.
learn at least something that is not normal type, please. And that's why I was worried about Mach Punch. That took Vanya down way too low for comfort, but thankfully he crit on the Spark, and Jigglypuff went down. But that scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the stupid HM. Nobody likes Flash. What was Flash ever even put in the game?
God only knows.
Hi, Mom, what you want? Okay, she went shopping with my money and put whatever it was on my PC. I guess we'll figure out what she wants when we get out of here. Ah, I found a pearl.
It's nice about it dump it in the PC rather than actually force you to go to a Pokemon.
Yeah, it is. I was surprised by that, but I was really happy. So yeah, as you can probably guess, in the original game, that's an escape rope to let you out, but since it's not, I gotta walk my butt all the way back out. Thankfully, the encounters in here are so rare, it's not really a big deal. But I would have had an easier way out if I'd actually thought about it. Because you remember, Anubis knows dig.
Whoops!
So I could have dug my way out of the tower. Okay, that's Faulkner beat, that's the tower beat, I got the stupid Flash. So I'm thinking, okay, obviously the next thing I need to do is go into the Dark Cave. I mean, they just now gave me Flash, right? That's clearly where I'm supposed to be.
Isn't it that you're supposed to go south instead?
Yeah, the cave is not where I'm supposed to be whatsoever. So Mom got me a super potion. Which I was like, yeah, I was like, wow, thanks, Mom, that was actually really useful. I was kind of worried because I remember, I believe it was Maverick who said that the things your mom buys you in this generation
could be useless?
Were most often useless. So either Maverick or somebody I watched on YouTube said that, so I was a little worried when she said she bought something. Was like, okay, that's really good. That's an emergency potion in my pocket. So I'm just lost right now for where am I going? What am I doing? Is there an item in here? Can I have free stuff? What's going on? There was nothing free in this building.
The kids don't have anything to give you.
That building was full of lies and sadness.
Like
so
most schools.
Then I go back up and it's like, oh wait, that's a tower again. I just like, where am I? Where am I going? What is the layout of this city? I found the bar. I was like, oh right, okay, I should probably stock up on a couple of things. But first, sell. So there's a king. Oh, apparently it does have the flinch option. But I didn't really care because I wasn't really going to use it. So I got rid of that and the pearl and got some more money. You can see what the amulet coin did for me in my my funds there. So grab a few more Pokeballs. Thankfully I don't need quite as many considering I can only catch one thing per route. But it's always good to be stocked up. So let's go to the cave. The cave where we're absolutely supposed to go right now, right? I mean, they gave us Flash. Obviously, that's where they want us to go, right?
Oh, of course it is.
I'm just sighing having to use Flash. I hate this move so much. So you know what, Dunny? You don't got anything good. You can use Flash for me.
You know what they could have just done? Give you a lamp.
Yeah, like, that's the thing that gets me is in the original, like, prototype of the Pokemon games, like the very first games, there weren't HM moves. There were items you used instead. And then they just, like, got rid of that, and that was the worst decision ever. It took them until Alola to finally get rid of HM moves. And I just cannot believe it took them that long. Especially after the disaster that was Hoenn. Like, oh hey, item. Oh hey, water. Oh hey, encounter. It's another Charmeleon. I already caught one
Honestly,
of you.
I think if the HMs hadn't been so hard to replace, then there would have been less of a problem with it, because you could just use like Flash like for the one shot when you need to go through the cave and then immediately get rid of it without a problem.
Yeah.
Instead of having to wait for like the move deleter.
I kind of understand why they did that, because the way they designed the game, there were a lot of places you could trap yourself. You could just replace HM moves. Hello,
The thing
Gengar!
is, HM don't disappear. You could just put them back on if you need them.
Yeah, and like that's like the dumbest part of it was just like they should have been. If you had to put them on your Pokemon, you needed to do either one of two things. Number one, make the moves actually useful. Not like I can think of 2 HM moves that aren't garbage, and that's it. And if you are going to, and if they are going to be like irreplaceable and crap, just don't do it. Just give us items. Also, you can see that I'm very, very confused here and trying to figure out what exactly I'm supposed to be doing. I was supposed to go through this, right? Why can I not progress?
How many HMs are there normally? Just like 6 or 7?
I believe there's 6 in most generations, and I think they move it up to 8 or 9 in Hoenn.
I don't know what it is, because it wouldn't have been too hard for them to just add like an extra non-battle slot where each Pokemon could get a different HM, just use outside of battle.
Or just, like, give us a single-use item that does all of the HMs and upgrades in the original game. Like, yeah, the original game's really old, but you had Pokemon that could literally evolve. You couldn't make an item that could evolve too? Like I said, I don't like, when it comes to Fly and Surf, I don't mind those HMs because they're good moves. You're going to be using them anyway. But all the others are such like garbage. Yeah, Cut, Strength, Flash. Waterfall is okay. Waterfall is really good on things like Gyarados, but that's like so situational. And then Dive is very meh. It's basically a weaker water type Dig that doesn't actually give you the benefits Dig does. But it's just like, I don't understand how they did that. HMs are so bad. Why did it take you until Alola to replace them? Why did you add more in Hoenn? Do any of your quality testers actually play Pokemon? So we're finally back here, and I'm still lost.
Yay! Still walking past one of the ways down.
I just completely ignored the way down. Yeah, the way on the right is way back to the rest of the city. The way I need to go is directly south from where I am right now, and I just now spot it.
You found it! Woohoo!
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go this way, like when we did the Mary tornado.
That's right, I forgot about that.
So the thing is like, okay, there's one way there and one way down. Where do I need to go? And since I have the Zephyr badge, he actually lets me go down. Like, oh hey, free seed. Sure, why not? Don't know when I'll actually use that, but if I ever get a grass type, then I'll certainly make use of it. And here's where I get a little bit confused, because for some reason I think that this is Route 46. The one that connects to Blackthorn that I missed the Magnemite on. And I'm just like, is this a new route? Is this an old route? Have I been there? What do I do? Can I catch this? I'm just sitting there thinking, what do I do here? Should I go ahead and catch it? Can I catch it? Is this a new route? Eventually I decide that I'm going to try to catch it, and then if it turns out that this is another route that I went to, I'll just put it in the box and then I faint it.
Oh.
I hadn't actually not intended to hit up that time to get up to where tackle was, and I didn't notice it was on tackle. I was gonna use clamp to try to weaken it, and that just failed, so that solved the dilemma for me. Hooray!
You poor thing.
So now I'm just like, well, whatever, that solves that. And now it's time to beat up some more trainers. Performer Mike sent out... Speaking of sheep tornadoes...
Hi, sheepy!
I'm still so sad about the Mary line.
Yeah. Bad decisions all around.
Yeah, they suffered the same thing the Dratini line did. Really good first and second evolutions, really awful third evolutions compared to the rest of their designs. Like, Ampharos should not be bald, and Dragonite should not have been gone from like a beautiful blue snake to kind of a tacky yellow brown sort of thing.
No kidding.
And I said that liking Dragonite, I just can't like it as much as I would when it ruins what could have been a really cool third evolution for the pretty blue snakes.
Rich girl Thomas.
That thing just that thing is sticking its tongue out at me. I don't like that. That's rude.
It's very rude, isn't it?
Shieldar always weirds me out so much because it has its tongue sticking out like that. Also, there's apparently still a debate on Greninja whether the thing around its neck is its tongue or not. I don't actually know if they released new entries that confirmed or denied it, but while it was up on X and Y, it was actually not its tongue. Because I could distinctly see the end of its tongue when doing Pokemon to me, so it was just like a skin growth. Like I said, they might have actually changed that with later, later Pokedex entries. What you do not hear, Joe?
How's it playing with moss?
Also, it's so weird because normally bugs just skeeve me out, but I find Venonat adorable.
It's those big, cute eyes.
I don't know that I would call segmented eyes like that cute. Oh no. And Dunny is confused, and I'm not taking any risks here. Get him, Anubis! Water gun thankfully didn't really do much. I can just bite it to death.
Yay!
Also, there's a really weird thing with the experience share, where the Pokemon holding it will get experience twice? Like, it doesn't mechanically give them experience twice, but it'll say, like, Pokemon gained X experience, and then immediately after it'll go, Pokemon gained X experience again. It seems to just split what they actually gained and then give them the right amount, but it's just so strange of a choice for them to do it that way.
I feel like you're tight keeping over-leveled. Fighting all these level 7 enemies.
You would think that, and yet I actually had
you're still scared of this.
No, I was gonna say is I actually had some trouble in the next city. I ran directly smack dab into trainers that were actually a threat.
Yeah.
The one main problem I think every single Pokemon game has ever had is that the trainers in the wild Pokemon are vastly desynced. So the wild Pokemon can be so weak you can barely train off them, but the trainers can be so strong that you're struggling to actually fight with them.
Yeah.
And like
games are sometimes very badly balanced like that.
Yeah, they really are. Like, Black and White was the most egregious example, but I saw some of it even in Alola. I don't understand why they do that. make wild Pokemon have higher stats, or if you absolutely positively have to balance it that way, make it so that trainers can be refought without having to jump through hoops. I accidentally gave Vanya a burn heal.
What?
I feel like Vanya just kind of looked at it like, what do I do with this? Master, do you realize I don't have thumbs? It's not this city. I think it's the city after this one where I started having a bit of trouble with the trainers. Also, I did the thing of like, okay, which is the branching path? Like, on this branching path, which is progress and which is loot? It turns out this way was loot.
Well, at least you found loot.
This thing is the next problem, right after Togepi.
What? That adorable little teddy bear?
It is completely immune to ghost-type moves. That's basically all Vanya has right now. Even Outrage is a ghost-type move.
What?
Thankfully, Sacred Fire is decent.
Actually, not useless for once.
It didn't one-shot it, which is a bit of a problem, but the burn did help. I probably should have switched somebody in to get some of the experience here, but I just kind of wanted this thing dead. I don't like it when I come across Pokemon that are immune to ghosts, because Vanya is my star right now, and if something resists him, then there's a problem.
Especially with Captain Noble up there.
Yeah! So, okay, that was the grass I saw when I was coming down, so this is the end of this path. Just a couple more fissures to beat up, and then I will, have everything that I need and can actually move on. Another thing waggling its tongue at me. Didn't your mother ever teach you that if you made a silly face, it'd stick that way?
Well, maybe that's why it's got its tongue out all the time.
It made the silly face and it got stuck?
Yep.
Oh, that made me nervous.
It went down.
Yeah, I don't like the punches. They make me really nervous because they have a chance to inflict their status effect. Hey, it flinched! Yay! That makes it an easy fight for me. More EXP! More! More! I also love how he just said splash confusedly when he lost. Here I just was thinking, I was like, I don't really want to risk Vanya. And I didn't really know how much further I had to go to get to the city, so I just went ahead and burned a potion just to be sure Vanya wouldn't get in trouble.
Oh. You bugging these poor men made them blooming lose their fishies.
That's not my problem though, is it?
But that was their demons.
That brings up so many questions about the Pokemon world I really didn't want to think about.
I still regularly wonder what on earth these people actually eat. Like what their food's made out of.
As far as I can tell, a lot of the food is just straight up vegetarian. Like made with berries and wheat and crops and stuff you can get from Pokemon without hurting them, like milk.
Mm-hmm.
But I would assume that there are just some types of Pokemon they kill and eat.
I mean, we know some Pokemon kill and eat each other, so...
Yeah, like, it's got a natural ecosystem. And we know the reason Farfetch'd are rare is because they were ones that were often killed and eaten, so it's just like, how does the ecosystem of this world work?
If you didn't want to be killed and eaten, you shouldn't be walking around with your own garbage.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Thankfully, Anubis killed it. Also, you can see there, this trainer actually has Pokemon that are level 15.
Oh boy.
So they're actually hurting me? I don't know why that one Metapod decided it would be level 5, but that Caterpie was level 15. So, part of the reason I grind so much is that it's just so difficult to understand where is a good level to be, because the levels are ranging so massively here.
a heck of a range.
Like I said, it's kind of the thing the Pokemon games do, is that it's so hard to tell what is a good level, and in the case like the Nuzlocke here, I don't really have much room for error. Because once something faints, that's it. I've lost all of the investment I put in there. Also, this brings up another confusing thing. They apparently cut off Slowpoke tails to send to people to eat. Are Slowpokes food?
Well, they are kind of like piggies.
I guess considering how sluggish they are, they're probably pretty fattened up. See, I don't... See what happens when you try to think about this sort of thing? Nintendo, why? The next that I had was, so does that mean all beef is Miltank?
Oh god.
Considering the trouble that Whitney's Miltank gave me, I'd gladly eat Miltanks. It would feel like personal vengeance to eat a burger in this world. Crunch is so creepy looking. It weirds me out how on some games or series, all you have to do is just invert the color palette, and it gets 10 times creepier somehow. I beat up a dude who was between me and the town.
Sounds like a good way to spend the day.
And by me in the town, I mean me in the cave. Cause it's cave time!
The cave leads you to the town.
Are you ready for exciting spelunking action?
Always!
Well, too bad, cause none of it's here.
Let's get ready for letdown!
Let's get ready to nap! I got a free, essentially a Pokeball. So another fun fact, a lot of the Apricorn balls are bugged to all get out in this version as well.
God. Is there anything not bugged in Crystal?
I mean, not that I'm aware of. I guess potions work like potions are supposed to work.
As far as you know.
So of course, the first thing we find in this place is a Zubat. I just kind of sighed and grabbed it. It's not even that I dislike Zubat. If it would close its mouth, I'd find it adorable. But just Zubats are so common. It's like, oh well, whatever. You can be called Zuzu. And it's another Ghost-type Pokemon. Look at that.
So you kidnapped Yuya's girlfriend in bat form.
No. If I did that, I would have put her in the Pokeball and then thrown her at the bottom of the ocean. Possibly with Yuya tied to the ball, if I had a choice. So yeah, these are hikers, it's a Pokemon cave, there's not much to say about it. Those are always the most boring things in the entire game. And this one is not any different. Because guess what? Union Cave has a very high encounter rate, same as every other cave in this goddamn series. I don't understand how designing a cave is such a difficult thing for the Pokemon developers. It's a cave!
I don't know why their idea of a cave is like 5 miles long.
Exactly! Like, I don't really mind it because the caves are normally not so much caves, they are just tunnels to get from one place to the other. But like, for the love of God, find a way to make it visually interesting and about like half or third the encounter rate. Please! I think part of the reason they're so awful to most people is that you don't get any control over your encounters. Everywhere else outside of these areas, you can control your encounters because you can choose whether or not to, like, get in the grass most of the time. And yeah, there are some sections where you are forced to go through the grass, but those are sections! Caves and towers are just an entire unbroken line of encounter grass. That is actually one thing that's making me a little apprehensive about Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Because they made it clear they were going back to the normal random encounter-based system, rather than Let's Go's field-based system. It's like, okay, that in itself, it is a shame, but that in and of itself is not inherently bad. But caves, oh god, caves. Thankfully, from the way it looks, there's probably not gonna be very many caves we need to go through. But still. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. I feel that man on a spiritual level. What makes it even funnier for me, even if just mildly, is the fact that there still are Zubats in this cave, so he's still talking sense. Well, I don't know if they actually still have Supersonic. I don't think they do. Hey, he got a Squirtle!
Hey!
Oh, it's so cute! It wagged its little tail. Oh, I'm gonna kill it with a Charmeleon. Also, my Charmeleon is now technically legal. I just realized that that sort of worked in one way. Because when I said legal, I meant like actually allowed by the game because it was over level 16. I just realized it was level 17, and 16 is the age of consent in some places.
Including here!
Please do not bed your Pokemon. That is not child-friendly.
Oh, why did you mind straight away go there?
Because I'm a horrible pervert. Haven't we established that? Of course, my next thought was, please do not bed your Charmander line at all, or your sheets will be set on fire.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No more bats! Go away! I caught one of you! What more do you want?
They want you to catch more of them, of course.
No!
More!
No!
More!
No! No!
All the bats!
No! No more bats!
Fill up your belfry!
I don't have a belfry!
Well, make a belfry!
I'm a poor 11-year-old kid! I don't have a belfry of any kind!
Come on, you're robbing half this country.
Okay, true. But I need that for Pokeballs and potions, not random churches.
Aww.
What is with this dude's sprite? It took me a full couple seconds to register that sprite. I was just so much, what?
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't think it's cooler than the Maniac's new sprites, but that's still a thing. Do I need to point you to the nearest Victorian bell tower there, buddy?
Hey! He can legally drink and drive in my country.
I don't think I want to see a Jolteon try to drive, especially not intoxicated. I feel like that would just end in tears for everyone.
Oh, I didn't mean at the same time. That's still illegal.
Aw, hello. It's a pretty thing.
A pretty thing we can get.
I must kill it in spite. That's for not letting me have you.
And why are you only level 6?
Because the things in here are only level 6. Hey, another potion. Sweet. those are still a bit too powerful at this point, but those are two really good emergency heals if one of my Pokemons get drops to red health.
We also had to find it amusing because even outside of this place they weren't level 6 enemies.
Rolling kick. I don't actually know anything about that move. I don't think I've ever seen that move before. Actually, come to think of it. You know, here's a thought. Why are there corpse flowers in the cave?
Do you really want to know?
You know what? I think I can guess. I think I can guess, and even if I couldn't, no answer I could come up with would be pleasant at all. So why are there fire breathers in the cave? It just seems like such an odd placement for this trainer class. Shouldn't you people be hikers? Yeah, in this universe, Vanya stands on top, you Geodudes. Oh, come on!
Yeah.
That's just rude. And it's a Zubat, because of course it's a Zubat. Why would it not be a Zubat?
Because who doesn't want a Zubat?
Hey, I got another Cellbait thing. Another bat! Okay, it's a flower, but still. Go away! You are not wanted here! Shoo!
Hi, how mean. Poor bat's gonna try.
That's not my problem! I can't catch it! I already caught something here! If you wanted to be caught, you should have been the first thing I found, not like 20 things later. Now go away! Freedom! Freedom!
Hooray!
Yeah, this is a new route, which means I might have a chance to get something new. Then I decide, you know what? I don't need another Pokemon all that badly. Goodbye. I got 4, I can go without another one for a little while. As long as it's not a Grimer. Well, I found the hiker.
I think it's still adorable little Baba.
He's the cutest little thing! And I violently murdered it!
Yay!
Grr, Teddy Ursa. It's 300 experience for a Teddy Ursa, dang. Do they normally give that much experience? It feels like they shouldn't. But experience values didn't get randomized, so I'm just confused. Azalea Town! Oh yeah, this is the place with the well. Maybe there'll be something good in the well. Maybe I'll actually get lucky and the well won't suck. Place your bets on whether or not the well's gonna suck.
I'm betting it's gonna suck.
We'll just have to see. So I came over here to drop off Zubat, and I don't really remember why. I just didn't want it with me for the moment. So I just kind of walked off. I'm gonna pick it back up before we get, like, really anywhere. So I didn't bother taking it off a little overlay there. But I don't really remember why in the world I actually stuck it in the PC. think I was trying to do something? I'm not sure. So I come out here for the same reason we usually do. Me thinking, okay, I want to get another Pokemon. First thing we encounter... It's a Slowbro.
Oh no.
I was like, that's not too bad. I will catch you and I will name you Gonta, because you are a big boy in the forest. Let's see, Dunny, can you weaken it? Huh, wing attack doesn't affect Dunny. Wing attack might be poison, because I think steel is immune to poison in this generation.
I'm pretty sure it is.
So I was like, okay, clamp should work, right? Did barely any, well, it did a lot of damage, but it's slowly, inching his health down, so at least one of these Pokeballs probably has to work. Well, that one didn't. That Skull Bash did a whole 1 damage. So is it, nope, he's not gonna be a good boy. Come on now, stay in the Pokeball, please. Don't you want to come with us? We have cookies. We have cookies and manga. We have cookie manga. He just does not want to get in the Pokeball. Here's the last chance because Clamp is going to kill it the next turn. Are we gonna get lucky? Are we gonna get lucky? 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Well, there goes the Slowbro. No forest Pokemon for me. So just doing a walk of shame all the way back to town to heal up and figure out what to do next. What you're actually supposed to do is talk to Kurt, because there's no indication of this, but when you talk to Kurt, he will randomly exposition at you about Team Rocket and then go to the well. For no real reason whatsoever. You don't tell him Team Rocket is at the well. You don't ask him how to get in the well. He just sees a kid and decides, I should go beat up Team Rocket. I pick up Zuzu. Again, still don't know why I dumped her in the box. I just kinda did.
Very random of you.
Yeah, it was. I kinda wish I knew what I was thinking there, but oh well, what you gonna do? So I decide, like, alright, you know what? I'm gonna hatch this egg. So I'm just walking back and forth. It should hatch eventually, right? This took me like, an hour to get the egg to hatch, I think.
Right.
It was a while before this egg would actually hatch. Especially at the slow speed I was walking, so I just cut all that out because nobody wanted to watch me walk back and forth for an hour. And it's a Butterfree! Butterfree's still one of my favorite Pokemon, I just wish it was stronger. This time I decided, I was thinking, like, what should I name you? Like, I will name you Gonta-et in memory of the Gontet, in memory of the Slowbro I did not catch. And it's a ground steel type, which is interesting? It's unexpected at the very least. But yeah, that's where I decided, like, you know what, that's alright, I'm done. After walking back and forth for an hour, I was just like, no more Pokemon.
I don't blame you.
So next time is the time we will actually see what we can do about Team Rocket in that well.
Yay!